All right, little update on the etune stuff. As you can see, some stuff has changed on the front end of the car. Last tune, I was out and doing the little drive around stuff that Jeff was asking for, and I started hearing a very harsh vibration grinding type sound. I thought it was exhaust or intercooler piping, so I started chasing some different things down, put a little insulator down here around where the intercooler piping comes to the frame rail / behind the headlight. Did some stuff with the exhaust, rerouted some intercooler piping, did everything I could, and then started the car up with the while I was up on the lift, and it sounded like it was coming from the transmission. So tried a few different things, dropped the subframe, pulled all the intercooler piping, and was still doing it. So at that point I decided to go ahead and pull out the transmission. Luckily we had some rain here over the weekend, so I wasn't able to really do anything. I did tell Jeff that it was going to be probably Monday or Tuesday before I got him another log, so now we're at Tuesday morning. So for this transmission, I just went ahead and tore it out, inspected it, didn't see anything wrong, no signs of gear-to-gear contact anywhere, checked the differential shimming, checked everything else that I could think of. Everything looked good. Somebody told me that, you know, maybe it's a bad axle, bought a new axle, put that in there, didn't change anything. So I do have another 5-speed transmission, RSX base transmission. So for now, I'm just going to leave this thing in there, hope it doesn't lock up on me. I'll go ahead and do all the stuff that Jeff needs to get the tuning stuff done. And then once that's done, I'll take the RSX base transmission and crack it open, take this thing back out, and then move the LSD over, and then just hope that other 5-speed's good while I try to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with this one. So now for the calibration, this time, the last tune didn't idle great. Drove about the same as the first one. I did tell Jeff about that in the email. He made a couple more revisions. He's kind of asking for the same bit of information, you know, an idle and start, or start up and idle, and then about a 5-minute test drive, just kind of doing normal cruising around, you know, taking off, stopping, decelling, excelling a little bit, all that kind of stuff. But then he also did say that it should be good to do a little bit of a pull and boost up to about 6,500 RPM. So I'll get that. I'll probably go ahead and break that out into 3 logs this time. So one for startup, one for cruising, and one for a little bit of a pull, and get that shot over to him. I'm hoping, since it's Tuesday morning, he'll be able to turn around another tune tonight, and then I can go out and do another log. And if I can, I'll just put both the 3rd and 4th revisions into a single file or single video. That way I can get stuff out a little bit quicker with a little bit more information. So, but yeah, I'm working a weird schedule this week at work, so I'm doing like a 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I got time in the morning, I got time in the evening. So hopefully that kind of speeds up the whole tuning process. But there's a little bit of an update. All right, so as I was hoping, this is a 2 times in 1 day thing. I sent Evans Tuning the logs from this morning's drive about, I don't know, 8:20 this morning, 8:25, and then I'd say about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He sent me back a revised file. Now it's probably 6:45. Just got home from work and chatted with the wife for a minute. So kind of give you guys an update of what happened this morning. Startup logs were all good. Test drive was a little rocky. Was having an issue as you would kind of roll to a stop that the car would want to die. So you'd clutch in, everything would kind of be fine for a second, and as it was idling down, it would almost fall past where you'd want it to idle at. I think we're trying to target right around 1,000 or 1,100 RPM for the idle. Actually, you can kind of go up here and look. They're right there, 1,100 RPM. That's whatever it was this morning whenever I turned off the car. But yeah, it would drop down to about 500 RPM and kind of want to stall out. You got to kind of throttle it a little bit to keep it running. So anyway, kind of put all those notes in my email, let Jeff know that's kind of what's going on. He's seems to be very responsive to feedback on things like that. Said he made some revisions, idling, all that should be good. I know that he also asked for in the test drive this morning to get into boost up until about 6,500 RPM. I did. I just made sure I was watching my boost, or not my boost gauge, my air fuel gauge. And as soon as I saw it hit 13-to-1 as I was in boost, I went ahead and let off. Again, put that in the email, let him know that I was probably about, I don't know, 5,800 to 6,000 RPM. Saw it go a little bit lean, got out of it. So he made a couple revisions to that. He did ask I go ahead and do the same thing today. So get a startup log, get a test drive log with a little bit of boost, try to get up to about 6,500 RPM. For anybody else that's doing this, it might seem like a little bit of a pain in the ass to do the startup logs, all that. I mean, when you think about it, you have to start your car and let it warm up regardless. It doesn't take a whole lot of work to get the computer connected and hit a couple buttons and then save that log. And another thing I want to note about the getting constant startup logs, so I used to work at a performance shop doing turbo Hondas and Acuras and all that kind of stuff, from mild to wild builds and all that. Our tuner that we had, he kind of only got one shot at it. You load your base map from a car that's a similar build, make a few tweaks for injectors and whatnot if you have to, and you start it, try to guess at what's going on, get your air fuel and your timing, and try to get your idle and all that stuff set. With this process, even though you're getting those startup logs, over and over and over, now this is going to be my 4th time getting a startup log, it helps him build a better map. So that way, once this whole process is over with, you should be able to get a car that runs well, idles well, starts well. Because again, the more data points he has, the better he's going to be able to dial all that in and make it so that way in the long term, you're going to have the most reliable and the best drivability and all that. So again, as much as it might seem a little bit redundant of like, damn, how long does it take? How many times do you need to touch this up? It gets better and better and better every time. And the ultimate goal, I believe, is to give the customer the best product that you can. The best starts, the best idles, the best startup, and warm up processes. So anyway, that's kind of the update. I'm gonna go ahead and get this map loaded, get out, let the car warm up, take it for a test drive, and get some more logs and get back to that. I will say, once we start making a little bit of power, being able to do a full pull on wastegate, I'll probably start bringing the GoPro along with me to record some of the actual pulls. But for now, it's not a whole lot of fun to watch startup, idle, test drive for 5 minutes, just going out and putting around the neighborhood and then doing a small pull on the highway. But I will say, hopefully in the next couple of revisions, as I start to get more into the RPM, I'll be able to bring you guys along for something more entertaining than just watching an idle and me cruising around at 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. So anyway, more to come. Keep you guys updated. Later.